America's worst nightmare is turning into reality. China is literally building killer robots and showing them off in public to flex its technological muscles on the West. You've probably seen clips like this online. If you're not sure why this clip got so much attention, allow me to explain. For years, robotics struggled to make real breakthroughs. The algorithms weren't smart enough, and the chips weren't fast enough to handle the chaos of real-world environments, so robots moved exactly how you'd expect: stiff, clumsy, and mechanical. But now, we're seeing something entirely different. A machine so fast and fluid, it makes a kung fu master look slow and rigid. In this test, it was kicked down by a man twice its size, and it sprang back to its feet in under a second. Now imagine that same robot scaled up to 7 feet tall and 300 pounds. No human on Earth would stand a chance against it. Unitary Robotics has built humanoids durable enough to recover from brutal beatings in seconds. Watching these bots take a pounding in public demos is both impressive and genuinely terrifying. And it's not just about putting on a tough show. Combat robots in China are trained to punch, kick, and withstand violent stress tests. Some videos even show them moving like soldiers, throwing jabs, shadowboxing, and getting up after every blow. Meanwhile, at military parades, these quadruped robot wolves march right alongside tanks and missile launchers, looking ready for whatever humans throw their way. But here's the really wild part. This isn't a handful of prototypes doodling around a testing ground. We're talking about mass production on a massive scale. In 2024 alone, China built 466,000 industrial robots and kept half for its own use at home, plus over 8 million service robots for hospitals, warehouses, and homes. That's not a typo. This kind of factory output isn't about experimenting. It's about getting robots everywhere, fast. China didn't stumble into this. The Made in China 2025 initiative made robotics a national priority, funneling billions into AI startups, universities, and tech giants. Practically every major breakthrough or shiny new bot, from Kepler's humanoid Bumblebee, which marches with eerie human-like straight knees, to Ant Group's kitchen and hospital helper One Rand, comes from this national push. Unitary is even promising a full-size humanoid, the R1, for under $6,000, meaning we're on the threshold of robots becoming household items, not just military hardware. Let's talk battlefield tech for a second, because this gets even crazier. China's quadruped robowolves aren't just marching at parades. They're being tested as battlefield partners, carrying rifles, climbing rubble, and operating as packs. Some robo-packs act as scouts, others as shooters, others on supply runs, all learning from each other with each deployment. And those cutting-edge bots aren't just taking orders, they're using AI to make detailed decisions, dividing up tasks like actual wolves on a hunt. It wouldn't be a global arms race without high-stakes AI, and China isn't shy about this either. In Ukraine, drone swarms powered by AI have already shown they can coordinate attacks without human pilots or even GPS. Just hand them a target and let the drones figure out the rest. China is bringing that same hive mind capability to the next generation of land robots, giving them vision, sensors, built-in voice control, and the ability to swarm, adapt, and problem-solve in real time. The Navy isn't safe either. Recent academic papers show AI that listens to sonar pings, checks for subtle changes in the sea, and reportedly tracks enemy submarines with a 95% success rate. That's not just bad news for the world's stealthiest ships, it seriously tilts the nuclear balance. Meanwhile, China is now pushing to build its own high-powered AI chips and software, sidestepping Western embargoes and making sure no foreign government can pull the plug on these machines. Publicly, China's military parades have left nothing to the imagination. Missile launchers meant for US bases, anti-drone lasers, those packs of robot wolves, and the so-called Guam killer missile all rolled out as crowds and cameras watched. Xi Jinping was not alone on the dais. He stood shoulder to shoulder with Vladimir Putin and Kim Jong-un. It's not subtle. This is about showing the world exactly how far China is willing to go. And behind the scenes, or increasingly right in the open, humanoid robots are learning skills that make a martial arts master look clumsy. The Unitary G1 at the Southern University of Science and Technology has been filmed sparring, kicking, punching, and popping upright even faster than a real fighter. Robot games in Beijing show bots sprinting, boxing, leaping, and even winning fans with playful, lifelike mannerisms. When you see viral clips of a robot shadowboxing, balancing perfectly, and then winking at the camera, it's exciting. Until you remember these same skills can be used to target people in a conflict. And maybe the creepiest tech twist of all, it's not just about physical power. When Stanford researchers put popular AI models like GPT 3.5 and GPT-4 through crisis simulations, these bots reliably escalated to aggression, even pulling the trigger without hesitation. Now couple that trigger-happy digital mindset with a robot that doesn't get tired, scared, or slowed down by wounds, and you get a glimpse of what genuinely worries both techies and generals. Here's the kicker. US rules technically require people in the loop for autonomous weapons decisions, but loopholes exist. In wartime, those rules tend to get blurry, and one emergency exception leads to another. In China, meanwhile, the guidelines are looser, allowing for much faster rollout and fewer checks. We're speeding toward a world where robots that can't be knocked down, that walk like us and fight better than us, will be mass-produced and swarming across not just battlefields, but eventually public spaces and critical infrastructure. And while all of this may seem like a distant problem, just remember, robots are now cheap enough for labs and even hobbyists to get their hands on. Every military demo, every chip produced, every viral test shown online is one more step toward AI machines that are harder and harder to turn off, or even to notice as a threat until it's too late. So here's the question. How would you feel if the next time you saw a robot marching down the street, it was more coordinated, durable, and, frankly, aggressive than your local police officer or even your country's best soldiers? The real Terminators won't knock politely at the door. They'll just do what they were built for, without blinking, hesitating, or second-guessing their orders. The speed at which China is building, weaponizing, and exporting these machines is rewriting the rules before many of us have even realized the old rules are gone. But even if these advancements in AI don't take our lives, they will certainly take our jobs. I don't need to speak in the future tense, it's already started to happen. Top AI experts expect this to get even worse in the next few years.
Ditches now, because a machine can dig ditches much better than you can. And I think for mundane intellectual labor, AI is just going to replace everybody. Now, it may well be in the form of you have fewer people using AI assistants. So it's a combination of a person and an AI assistant, and now doing the work that 10 people could do previously.
People say that it will create new jobs, though, so we'll be fine.
Yes, and that's been the case for other technologies, but this is a very different kind of technology. If it can do all mundane human intellectual labor, then what new jobs is it going to create? You'd have to be very skilled to have a job that it couldn't just do. So I don't think they're right. I think you can try and generalize from other technologies that have come in, like computers or automatic teller machines, but I think this is different.
People use this phrase, they say, AI won't take your job, a human using AI will take your job.
Yes, I think that's true. But
Hinton also warned that eventually there won't be a single job AI can't replace. Even roles once considered AI-proof aren't safe. Sooner or later, even trades like plumbing, electrical work, and carpentry will be done by AI-powered robots. This wave is coming fast, and most people will be caught off guard. By Hinton standards, the average job is relatively mundane and easily automated. If you're an office worker, your job is probably at risk. So what's the smartest thing you can do right now to protect yourself? Learn how to use AI to build wealth. So when everyone else is freaking out about losing their job, you have another source of income that keeps you clothed and fed. I recently discovered a unique way of making money online that 99% of people have never even heard of. It's been around since the 1980s, but the internet boom and now AI has made it way more accessible for the average person than ever before. With all the free and cheap AI tools out there, you can automate 90% of the work and still make thousands of dollars per month while working just a few hours per week. The best part is that you don't need to quit your job. This works perfectly alongside any 9-to-5 job. If you want to learn how this works, click the link in the description and watch the free video for more details.